I loved the Garfield Caught in the Act video game when I was growing up. One day I lost the game when I came back from school, so I decided to buy another copy. I went to my local game shop only to find that there was a copy. The cover was the same, but on the top of the cover were the words John's Revenge, based on the alternate version of Double Vision. I was surprised to see this. I thought it was just made my investigation. Anyway, I purchased it and then the price came up to $0. I went home and then unboxed the game and plugged it into my Sega Genesis. The game didn't work, however, so I plugged it out and blew on the cartridge and then plugged it back in. The game began as usual with Garfield getting stuck in TV when he tried to fix it, and then it cuts to the character selection screen. Similar to a fighting game, I noticed that Odie was in it, and there was even an option for two play characters. This was strange because Odie wasn't a playable character in the game. I decided to give this two-player mode a try with my friend, who I invited. I play as Garfield and my friend plays as Odie. The adventure begins with the haunted house stage. Things were the same, but down the hill it went very fast, as we even went for the first boss. The first boss was Vampire John, so we fought him and he said, "Time to die." We tried fighting back, but only to take damage when we shine a light at him. After we defeated him, the game continued as normal and with John replacing most of the bosses of the game. Then we defeated the glitch, however, there was a secret exit instead of the remote. The exit was a door that said Final Boss, with the red marker. Me and my friend went in and to our surprise, it was a dark room with 3 platforms on it. Our health indication bar appeared above it, and what is scaring me, Marius' name, me and my friend saw was Nightmare John. Just then John appeared out of nowhere, and his sprite was creepy. He had bloodshot eyes and his hair was mangled and had blood on his clothing. He then said, "Time for the both of you to die." It was the same audio clip that was mentioned in the episode I watched 5 months ago. Spikes then appeared between 3 platforms and John started attacking. The music was Nightmare Buzz themes from the Toy Story Genesis game. We all had health bars and of our own, and we tried to fight back, but our attacks did nothing to him. After we helplessly lose our lives, Garfield and Odie then went to the game over animation, as John appeared behind them, laughing the same laugh from the episode. The screen then turned to black with only a few sounds, were of Odie and Garfield's screams, and John laughing. A message appeared on screen saying, "Garfield and Odie are gone, and this is your fault." After another text appeared in Russian, translating to, "I am watching you two," in blood red. The TV then switched to black, and that was it. We were terrified of the contents over the game. "Was this supposed to be a sick joke or something?" my friend said. I said goodbye to my friend, which was getting late and he had to hurry. I had nightmares about that scream at the text at the end. The next day, I unplugged the game out of the system and called over to my friend over to the police station. All I could remember was that me and my friend in the office pleading and begging the officers to destroy it. They insist they order a massive recall of the Garfield games. If you find a copy of this game, don't play it. Destroy it and keep it away from your loved ones. I don't want this to happen to you, too. I don't want this to happen to you, too. And that, my little pretties, was John's Revenge, a Garfield Lost video game creepypasta written by Affan Jamsari. My final thoughts on this story, I'm going to be completely honest. This story was not good. Like, I'm going to sit here and say that this story was, pretty much, just not that good. Like, I mean, it's cliched at the beginning, first of all, the customer, the protagonist in the but in the story, picks up a Garfield game, and then weird things start, and then, and it comes up to $0. What? Like, can't you be realistic with the price? Like, why is it always that every single creepypasta I see always have to have a disc or a game saying, "Oh, it's only $1. Like, why? Why? Oh my god. Oh, pardon me about me yawning. I'm just tired, but why that? Like, that doesn't really make sense when it came to this story. The main thing I could definitely say was that it's cliched. Like, I mean, there were cliches in the story that really don't need to be there. So there is definitely that. So the story of its own self was just, it's just not good. Like, I mean, the story could have had somewhat of, a decent storyline, but unfortunately the story did not go down that route. This one was honestly a cliched story. Nothing was good about this one. Like, I mean, the story of its own self was just cliched. And, another thing I would really have to say was that the storyline, and the fact that it was based on John's revenge, which is basically, so when it said John's revenge, I honestly have to sit here and say is like, why add the fact that it was from John's revenge, plotline and all that? Like, there's really no need for that. I'm sorry, but there's literally no need for that. I'm stating the facts now. There's, like, literally no need for that. But the story of his own self was just not that great. I didn't like this story. I'm being completely honest. Although this story could have had something, well, decent or anything like that, but unfortunately that's not the case. Another thing I would have to sit here and say this too was that the story of its own self, was not that good. Like, I'm being completely honest. The story was not that good. Like, the grammar was alright. Like, I'm not gonna give it that, but there are grammatical errors and punctuation errors that really need to be, kind of revised. So, well, it needs to be revised in general, so that's kind of why the story of its own self just didn't really, work that well. Just stating the facts. Like, oh my god. I'm sorry, but I haven't read this story in a while. I think I read it once. And the story of its own self was just, not good. I really did not like this story. Like, I think the main issue is that it's cliched. That's the main issue with this story, is that it's just completely cliched. It just didn't really work. Like this whole story just didn't really make any sense. And having John kill, Garfield and that at the end of the game, I'm like, what? Why is that the case? There's literally no reason why you have to sit there and put that in there. Like, literally. There's no reason. Rhyme or reason whatsoever to put, John wants to kill, Garfield and Odie. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. Seriously. Like, this story could have had, some sort of, well, realistic, but unfortunately, that just didn't really, that just really didn't make sense. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. But this story just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, maybe there is something, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but, how would I even know? This story just didn't, work out. Like, I mean, the concept itself does look pretty promising, I'm not gonna lie. But this story just didn't, work well. Maybe, like, if the story was maybe rewritten in a way and making more sense and believable, then maybe that way there would be maybe a better, well, maybe there would have been something better explanation regarding to that, but at the same time, this story was not good. I am being completely honest right now. This story was just, oh my god, this story just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I really did not really, care for this story. This story, to be completely honest, I'm not that fan of this story. I didn't really like this one. Especially when I saw it, I really didn't like this story. Like, I already explained it, but there's no reason for John to sit there and kill Odie and Garfield. Just like what I said about, the Vision gen story or whatever. I remember narrating a Garfield story about it, based on kind of like John going all nuts one time. And, with all due sincerity, the story just was not good. I'm sorry, but the story just didn't really look good. Maybe with some explanation, maybe then the story would be slightly better, but at the same time, it just didn't work. I mean, it's cliche too, so this was kind of why I've been not wanting to, read this story for a little while. But here I am reading it now, so okay. I guess I kind of already said, the stuff that I really did not like about this story, but I'm gonna sit here and say this. To the author, I'm only doing this because I want to help you get better with your writing. Now, like I'm gonna say right now, and like I always continue to say, just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be just a 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, but that's just all I can give it. A 0 out of 10 is all I can give it, but, that's just all I have to say. A 0 out of 10, nothing more, nothing less. The only thing I would appreciate was the grammar was decent, and same with the sentence structuring, but everything else, not that good. I'm just stating that is my opinion. Not to harass anyone or attack anybody, just stating my own personal opinion. Okay, and anyways, that being the case, that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.